Begin by placing your top in the service position. Once the top has been extended into the service position and the rear body flap is open, access the hydraulic pump by first prying the rear window guide cable off of the ball joints on either side of the car, as indicated by the blue arrow. Now fold the rear window flap up and over the convertible top to access the area directly below. You can see the end of the guide cables that have been disconnected here, blue arrows. Pry out the 4 black plastic tabs holding the upper part of the carpeting to the roll bar bulkhead, green arrows. Begin removing the carpeting by stretching the carpeting over the black plastic block on either side of the car. Once free of both blocks, lift the carpet up and out of the car. Shown here is the hydraulic pump that powers the whole mechanism. Over time, it may be necessary to add fluid to the reservoir below the pump, yellow arrow. To add fluid, remove the fill port plug, green arrow. Add hydraulic fluid until the level in the reservoir reaches the high mark, which is located below the fill plug. Use a syringe along with a long tube to both withdraw the old fluid from the reservoir and also add new fluid. Here you can see the DME, blue arrow, and the DME relays, red arrows. Shown here is one of the 2 hydraulic actuators used to both raise and lower the top, green arrow. They are located behind each rear side panel. The actuators are mechanically linked to the convertible top frame so that when the actuators expand, the top raises. Here you can see the parts of the convertible frame, blue arrows. The front latch at the windshield can also fail over time. However, you can also manually override the electric motor. Pull the cover off the front latch mechanism by pulling down on the plastic cover at the front. Insert upper left green arrow. Shown here is the front latch assembly with the cover removed. In this picture, you can see the manual override port, green arrow. Turning the 6mm screw inside counterclockwise closes the latch. Turning it clockwise opens the latch. To remove the latching mechanism, remove the 4 torque bolts holding the latch assembly to the front of the convertible top as indicated by the green arrows. Once the front latch assembly has been removed from the top, squeeze the black tabs on both electrical connectors, green arrows, to disconnect them. You're now ready to install the new latch assembly. Access the manual override for the top requires the removal of the panel directly behind the upper rear seats. Fold the rear seats down and remove the 2 Phillips head screws holding it in place. Now pull the panel out of the car. Once the rear body flap has been removed, you'll have access to manually lower or raise the top. Shown here is the bleed valve used to actuate the convertible top frame, green arrow, the manual motor override for the rear body flap, yellow arrow, and the actuation tool stored on the bulkhead, purple arrow. To manually open or close the top, you'll first need to use the tool to open the side flaps on the car, green arrow. Rotate the tool counterclockwise until the side flap is fully opened, yellow arrow. Next, you'll need to open the body flap on the rear of the car. Insert the tool into the port on the right, green arrow, and turn the tool counterclockwise until the body flap is fully extended. The left port on the car is simply a pressure relief valve for the convertible top pump, blue arrow. You'll need to open this port to allow the system pressure to bleed off. Turn the valve counterclockwise 1 revolution. If the top is already closed, simply push it back up until it folds back into the car by itself. If the top is already open, grab the top in the middle and pull it up and over until it is just nearly closed. Now use the front latch assembly to override port to close the top fully. Once closed, retighten the valve. Keep in mind that using this method of opening and closing the top may require you to reset the reference points in the system using a factory Porsche computer such as a PS2. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and check out another video in this series.